Where we are out here for the Legion of Demons race. I have got my 1320 here, as you can see behind me, just got washed. There are definitely a lot of Demon 170s here, like that plum crazy one right behind me there. So we're starting this video off kind of weird. If it looks like I'm cold, it's because I am. We had a freak cold front. Well, not freak, but I think the same cold front is hitting most of the country right now. Whereas yesterday it was about 70 degrees here in Dallas. Overnight front came through, it stormed, woke up this morning and temp was in the 30s. The winds were howling at like 20 plus miles an hour with gusts up to like 40. It was rocking the truck. Wind chills in the 20s, maybe teens, I don't know. It was freezing. So as we should have been racing for several hours now, it's too cold and windy for it to happen, so they're letting it warm up. So I think right now it's getting close to 40, and I believe once it's in the 40s, the sun is out, and it should help warm the track up. So we will get some racing in today, which hopefully will, because we have negative DA right now. Tomorrow's supposed to be a lot nicer. Temps will be in the 50s. DA won't be as low, but I think we're going to see some awesome times tomorrow. And then since we're not doing a racing, let me show you what I got set up here. So let's switch this around to my truck. So even though this is my local track, it is 80 miles from me on the other side of Dallas. It took me 2.5 hours to drive here for an 80-mile drive. So what we got going on, I am just as usual sleeping in my truck. It was a little bit cold night last night, but I do have my generator. I got a little heater inside truck, so I don't have to keep it running. So I got my rear seat air mattress right there, which is an airbeds. I do have a separate video on that. It is awesome if you need a setup like this, or if you ever get caught where you need to sleep in your truck. Highly recommend that airbeds air mattress. Okay, hopefully when we come back, we'll be doing some racing. Now it's normally a 3-day race. Today's Friday. I already talked about today, and then tomorrow Saturday is another day of racing. I already talked about that. And then Sunday we're supposed to race too. So I don't know if we're going to do any racing on Sunday because the high is only supposed to be in the 30s, and I don't think the weather's going to allow it, but we'll see. Hopefully see in the staging lanes in a minute. Here we go, first run. Just got my burnout in. Guess what we're going up against for my first run? That's right, Demon 170. We're gonna go off idle, shallow stage. We're clearly gonna get smoked. You. Ha ha ha, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Starting off the day right. Here, we're gonna wait till we stop so I could go over the slip with you. Okay, so on that run we just hit a new personal best, 1094 at 123.72. that is a personal best quarter mile time. I'm not 100% on the trap speed. I need to check because I know my PB run at a 123.38, I think. So I think my trap speed is also the best. 696 eighth mile, that's the best. Before it was 699. 99.52. Man, that's actually the next thing I want to hit. I want to hit 100 in the eighth just to get that triple digits in eighth mile. That'd be pretty cool. 157 60 foot. That's kind of crazy. Is that's not even my best ever 60 foot. My best ever 60 foot is a 154. And my DA is probably obviously really low. It is still windy, but it's a direct crosswind. All right, let me get out. I think with this run, I see where I'm at. I think I'm gonna go ahead and test out the exhaust and pull the cap back off and see what happens. All right, so we're about to go up for our second run. And if you haven't noticed what's in the background, yeah, I decided to do something in between runs here. So I pulled my stock cap back off. Now that is going to be its own separate video. I want to test it out and you can catch that once I get that made. But obviously you guys are going to find out the results of that test here pretty soon. So I'm going to put the camera on and catch a little bit of my drive to the staging lanes too here, because obviously it sounds a little bit different. All right, so we're gonna roll the windows down here so that we could hear everything. Definitely louder. Let's just go for a little run on the pad here, see what it sounds like inside. Let me roll the windows up now. Actually, not yet. That's the only reason I decided I could do this, because this isn't my daily anymore. Let's roll the windows up. All right, let's see what it sounds like. Damn. That's a stock 392 there, boy. That wasn't even full throttle. I'm kind of scared when we do a pass on the track to see what that sounds like. All right, let's roll the windows down now. This seat is vibrating like crazy, like insane. Oh man, this is too fun. I've had some this loud in so long. Ooh, it's causing some other stuff to rattle. Now hopefully it doesn't hinder performance or anything. So I can just leave it off, because this is too fun. Drag mode on, and guess what I'm lining up against again? Another Demon 170. What do you know? What the hell was that? To say about what just happened there. That was insane. I felt like I had shifting issues. I don't know what happened with that burnout. Like, it just like went into limp mode for a second on me. I don't know why. Whoa, there's cones right there. Just turn on my lights so I can see them. No check engine light on, no nothing, because that's good. I'm smelling something. Probably just open exhaust. I mean, I honestly felt a lot faster, even with the wheel hop and all that craziness. Thank you. All right, we're just gonna go all the way back to the staging lanes. We got to redo, because that was bad wheel hop at the beginning there. Yeah, man, 169.60 foot, clearly. But 169, I still in a 1.6s even with all that bad wheel hop. That's crazy. 7.375 mile, 11.4 quarter at 122. But 11.4 at 122, that's a high mile per hour for 11. But I don't think the exhaust hurt me. Well, it hurt me and the sound like threw me. I think that's what happened. The sound threw me off, and it was so loud that I let off a little bit, and I think I let off too much and didn't keep the RPMs or the wheel spin up high enough, and my line lock just went out limp mode. So we'll not do that. Okay, let's try this again. This time, let's not let the loud exhaust scare me. Activate. There we go, much better burnout. Oh, where the heck is he going? Well, I'm going up against a very, very modified Hellcat right now. Go! Had some bad shifts again. I'm not sure it's liking the snow cat back exhaust because bad 1.2 and bad 2.3, it was like just really slow. Yeah, this run, honestly, it didn't feel like I was moving as fast as the first run. At least I hooked. It felt like I hooked this time. Okay, so let's see if we can get some light here. First, let me turn it off because the car's too dang loud. Yeah, we definitely hit a better 60. We definitely hooked. Looks like we had a 156 foot, so that's good, better than earlier. 7.15 mile. Look at this quarter, 11.16 at 122.95. And you could tell that 2.3 shift, like 1.2 shift was bad, but 2.3, oh my gosh, it felt like it took forever to shift. Like I've never had it shift that slow. First of all, if I'm talking to this camera, why am I got my helmet on? Let me take this off really quick. So basically, with the general rule of a bad shift being 1/10 of a second, you take 2/10 off of that, and that's a 1096. 1096 at 122. Actually, the trap speed would have been in the 123s for sure had those shifts not been bad. Man, if only we had this hookup with my first run after this exhaust, because I felt like I was going so much faster. But I think the car, something is definitely going on with the car where it doesn't know what's going on. Like, I feel maybe things are faster and it's making it even worse, which we always thought my car is too fast for the stock tuning, that it doesn't know what to do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the exhaust off for now. We're gonna come back tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna get another run in tonight. Maybe, maybe not. Debatable. We'll see. I don't think they're going to be running much longer anyway, so I'd like my hot car to cool down, because that was basically almost like a hot lap too. But I want to get it. I'd love to get one good clean run in, and then if I decide to leave this exhaust off, I'm going underneath, and there's a bunch of heat shields and stuff that I can take off too. In fact, I also have some BOOSTane, so I think I'm gonna dump that in my tank too and just go all out and see how quick we can get tomorrow. So. All right, well, I decided to walk up to the track to just see what's going on before making a decision of whether I'm done for the night or not. And check this out. Yep, they got their equipment blocking off the lanes. They shut down. So we're definitely not getting another run in tonight. So they must have shut down like right behind me, like a car or two behind me. So I'm glad I got on a track for that, because I didn't want to leave off with that horrible run that I had, which is why after that I went straight back into staging lanes just to kind of get my spot, make sure I get in there before they shut it down. And I redeemed myself. I redeemed myself with a burnout, redeemed myself with a 60 foot. But again, the shifts, I'm gonna keep talking about that, but it is what it is. So, but that second run, that very first run after I did the exhaust, man, it was scary, it was violent, it was fun, everything all at once. Like, it was an insane run. And yeah, can't wait to do it tomorrow. Now, I believe the DA's pretty much been negative all day. Not a huge negative. Obviously, you'll know because when I edit this video, I will pull up the DA numbers with the time so we know exactly what it was for each one. Tomorrow, it'll start negative in the morning, but it's going to go positive. It'll get as high as 800, but I think tomorrow we may have a dead-on tailwind too, so that's going to obviously help us out. But we'll see how it goes. So, Oh, and you thought we were done, but we're not. I'm gonna do one last thing. So I said earlier I was gonna put in this BOOSTane into my car. And so I'm just gonna put in now, let it kind of settle in with the fuel that's in there and then get sloshed around tomorrow morning. Because why not? Let's just throw everything at my car. No cat back, little BOOSTane. So looking at this chart here, it says for 4.9 gallons, if you're starting with 93 octane, if you use this entire 32 ounce can, you would get to 104 octane. Now I have a little over 3/8 of a tank of gas in there. That's probably gonna be about 6.5 to 7 gallons of fuel. And I've actually used some of this at the big showdown. So I think I used about half, I think a little less than half. So there's probably 16 ounces, maybe 20 ounces, something like that in here. This should put me roughly 102 octane, roughly somewhere around there. And actually my starting point is 94 because I use Sunoco Ultra 94 in that car. So that's gonna throw it off a little bit too. But yeah, I'm just gonna dump this in there. Why not? Okay, I lied. Grab my little light. I'm looking in there. So it's at about right there. So I actually have 3/4, so that's about 24 ounces. We're still good. If the whole thing gets 4.9 gallons to 104, I have more regular fuel and less than a full can of this. So yeah, we're good. And just to protect my paint, because sometimes this stuff leaks, I don't have a rag. Well, I do have a rag, but I don't feel like digging out. These gloves are old and due to get thrown away anyway, so just gonna use that to protect it. After all, I am part of Team BOOSTane Racing, right? All right, welcome to day 2. It is windy, but it is mostly a tailwind. Kind of, the track is this way, the wind is like that. So it's still a tailwind, not direct, but that should help us. We'll see, it'll be my first run. I'm gonna run all in drag mode. If I still have issues, I am definitely gonna put my engine trans in normal mode for the next run, but we'll see. Looks like I'm going up against the Hellraise and Redeye next to me. Again, we're just shallow staging. We're going for times here. So shallow stage off item. PB 1091. All right, let's get on the scale, see what our full track weight is. Okay, full race weight for this 1091 run, 3,700. It's bouncing, that's probably because of the wind. So we'll say 3,775 pounds. Let's see what the car weighs by itself. Okay, we got the car by itself. We are at 3,550 pounds. You see that? Damn, that's light. That's how we just ran a 1091. Oh, and gas, if you look at my fuel, I am a little over quarter tank, not quite the 3/8 of a tank, but... Okay, let's finish talking about the slips. So I think that is my personal best ever 60 foot right there, a 154. We did a 694 eighth mile, which is a personal best again. 99.71 mile per hour. Man, I'd love to break that 100 mark, but not yet. But 1091 at 123.09. What's interesting is my trap speed is a little bit slower than yesterday, and we've got a little bit of tailwind, so that one's kind of confusing me a little bit. And I just checked the DA, and it looks like it's a positive 81, so a 10.9 and positive DA, that is awesome. Now imagine if we were down in Houston right now, we would be at, well, let me see, hold on. Okay, so yeah, Houston is only about 300 DA lower than here. I do think like being sea level down there kind of helps too. The air is a little bit different, so there's a little bit more in DA at play because this track is at 515 foot elevation normally. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do another run before we get to qualifying. because we are running a bracket class today, and all the racing is today. Tomorrow's officially canceled. Weather's not even going to get out of the 20s tomorrow, and that's just too cold. So I'm going to run a bracket class later, and then we're going to do more exhibition runs later. We should get at least one qualifying, at least one round of bracket eliminations, and then at least one more later. So we'll definitely have 3 more runs. But yeah, I'm happy so far. Okay, so I just found out they're gonna call for a chip draw for the bracket class and other classes here in a minute. They're not doing a qualifying, they're just going straight into it. So I thought I was gonna get qualifying pass first. I'm not, so I'm trying to get one run in really quick to see what I should dial. Oh, we got a broken car. Looks like it's a busted diff up there. Okay, guess maybe I'm not gonna get my qualifying. Well, it's not qualifying, they're not doing qualifying. I just want to know what to dial. So anyway, we'll be right back. All right, so we are here in the staging lanes. Well, the tower staging lanes back here. About to start bracket class. I did not get that qualifying run in. Car in front of me broke the diff, and then they were calling people staging lanes to do a chip draw. So I just backed out. But not all hope is lost. So I drew the buy chip because we have an odd number of people, so there's a buy. And I got the buy chip for the first round. There will be buys other rounds, so I'm ineligible for those since I got the first round, but that's good. I'm okay with that because I need this first round to dial in. We're gonna hot lap the first 2 rounds because we are the biggest class, so I'm gonna try and stick to the back of the pack for the first round. That way, get my car warm up as much as possible before I get to my buy run, and then just do a full run as if I was racing somebody, and then obviously come right back around for round 2 and see who I get matched up with for round 2, and hopefully I'll have a better idea for my dial-in. If I didn't get the buy, I was planning just dialing 11/16 because that's why I ran last night with 2 bad shifts after I hooked. So thinking I'm doing the normal mode. If I have bad shifts, I'd be around that again. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah, so see you for the buy here. All right, we're about ready to go. So as you can see here, if you're looking from this camera, I put drag mode, engine trans in norm for any possible shift issues. Okay, so really quick, they are running a 400 Pro tree, so that means I kind of got to go deep. It's not the 500 Pro tree I'm used to, so with 400 Pro tree, I'm not going to get the tight reaction times like I do with a 500 Pro tree. So we definitely got to be good on it. We'll see here on the slip what we got, but we're going right back to the staging lanes because obviously we're in the round 2. Oh. Thought I had it open. Thanks, man. Okay, so I have a 161 reaction time, so had that been a 500 Pro tree, that would have been 061, which is good for a 500. So I could definitely go a little bit deeper. 160, 360 foot. Again, I'm staging a little deeper, so that's why I'm getting a slower 60 foot. 709 eighth mile. But look at that quarter, 1114 at 121.74. But actually, that means my dial would have been pretty damn good. So I dialed 1116. Obviously, if I ran it all the way out, I would have broke out by 1800s, something like that. If I did my fraction calculation right. So I think I just need to repeat exactly that. And since I'm hot lapping, I think I'm going to leave the 1116 dial. Actually, I'm probably going to slow down a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe lowering it just a... All right, so I got matched up against this orange Hellcat right here. He dialed like a 942. From what I understand, I was told he like pretty much rules Irwindale bracket. So sounds like this is gonna be a tough race. I drew the bracket racer here. Just go in drag mode. Of course, I take off first. good thing about being the slower car. It's definitely harder being the faster car because you've got to ignore the other guy. Well, it'll be interesting to see what my time was with that bad shift. Also, I'm listening to my engine. I feel like it's starting to tick. I know these things have a normal tick, but this one kind of started getting louder all of a sudden. At least it seems like that to me, so I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. I'm definitely, after this race weekend, I'm doing oil change, sending in analysis, checking out my magnetic plug, see what happens, see what's on there. Yep, so I got the win. Looks like, yeah, he red lit. So I had a 167. My reaction time was pretty much what it was last round, or the bye round, which again, for a 400 Pro Tree, 160s is good. The one I'm going to tighten up and get better is to go full deep. But let's see, what did we run? Okay, so I ran 11:14 again, and he ran 9:55, so he was off his dial. Even with the bad shift, I actually sped up, so we're going to have to adjust my dial back down. All right, here we go, drag mode on. I got paired up against an Octane Red Hellcat. This is the quarterfinals. There are 5 of us left. Oh, and I did up my dial to 11:14 because I feel the world's been telling me to run 11:14 because that's what my last 2 runs were, 11:14. Although the cold front has blown in, it is much colder, but it's also more of a headwind now. It's shifted. So yeah, faster because of the temp, but then slower because of the headwind. Woo! Man, that was a wheelie. Demon 170 in front of me. Freaking line lock, jacked it up, so. Line lock again. Burnout with the line lock is slightly different without this exhaust, with the loudness of it. And like I said, I kind of go with how loud it is. Why does it feel like it's going in MDS mode or something on me? Anyway, yeah, so, but this time, because it kicked me out of line lock, I didn't think I'd get a good burnout, so I said, screw it, I'm just gonna step on it again and do a foot brake burnout, because again, it feels like MDS is kicking on. That's what it sounds like, but I'm in drag mode. It shouldn't be kicking on. That's so weird. I did let off before the finish line. I don't know why. For some reason I got in my head that I couldn't break out, but I could.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Wow. I still would have broken out. I hit 11:08. 11:08 at 115, so I scrubbed like almost around 8 miles an hour off. That actually looks like that might have been a 10-second run, and that's with engine trans in normal mode and a bad shift. Like, I really think that was another 10-second run. 157, 60 foot. What's our 8th mile? Oh yeah, 8th mile, 7:006. So yeah, that would have been probably a 10:99 run right there. Oh, what was my reaction time though? I forgot to look at that. 182. So at 160s one day, again, if it was a 500 tree, that would be .06, .08. And so anyway, now we're down to 3 cars left. So someone will get the bye. All right, let's park, open the hood, cool down. By the way, that tick that happened, it's gone. So I'm still definitely doing oil change after this weekend, doing analysis and all that. All right, so we're in the semifinals now, and however it worked out, I don't know how, but it worked out that I get the bye. So I get the bye into the finals, and technically I was ineligible for one after the first round I got, but then I know the other guy in the semifinals, or yeah, semifinals right now, he got a bye last round, and I guess maybe the third guy got a bye before also. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, the guy's like, no, because I asked him, like, wait, I gotta buy it. And he's like, that's how it worked out. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna complain. So I was debating whether or not to run it this last run, because I broke out by a lot with a bad shift and letting off at the end. I'm gonna do a full run here and kind of do like as if it was a normal run and go all out to see what I would run. Plus I need help with the line lock because I keep getting kicked out. Oh, the rock's getting kicked up everywhere. Okay, foot brake. Well, that's new. 1, 2, and 2, 3 were good. And then the 3, 4 was bad. And I feel like maybe I need to check the video when I edit. But I think the last round when I had the bad shift, I think that might have been a 3, 4 there too. Which is weird because when a 1, 2, and 2, 3 are good, I never have any other issues. Again, what is that? But yeah, I never had a bad 3, 4 before, so that is really weird. Regardless, we're on the finals. Let's see our slip. Alright, thank you. All right, so reaction time 176, so we're staying consistent with our reaction times, but we slowed down at 11:10, so I think I may switch it to an 11:10 here in a second. At 120, what's the 8th? I didn't see the 8th. All right, let's get back to staging lanes, and I'm gonna change my dial to... All right, we're in the final round, and I'm going up against the guy who makes the dummy plugs for the seats. So this will be interesting. I changed my dial to 11:10, and I think my switching engine trans to normal mode has been working because even with bad shift, I'm still running okay. Right, good burnout because we don't want any issues there. I take off first. Come on, tires just getting colder here. I don't see my number on a scoreboard either.
So what we're waiting on is the boards are frozen to where nothing's on.
Right.
The dial-ins are still in. So what she's trying to do is get it to where the dial-ins will show up. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so roll them up.
Because I was looking back and it looked like I was gonna really break out. All right, so I think we're gonna end the weekend here because I don't know how much testing. It's 6:10. They said they're gonna go as late as they can, but the temps have been dropping. It's already my car says 43 outside. Once it gets below 40, they're done. So I'm not gonna get a PB at this point with how heat soaked my car is. I needed to let it sit for like an hour, at least an hour, and I'm not gonna get that because given an hour, like temps already says it dropped to 42. So if I wait an hour, it's shut down. So it ain't happening. Cute. Woo! Oh man. I changed my dial to 11:10 and I ran 11:15. Okay, let's take a look here really quick. What do we have? So, okay, so 171, again, reaction time staying consistent. 1600 60 foot, 701 8th mile, And then we end up running 11:15 at 104.99. So I scrubbed quite a bit at the end there. What did Ron do? Oh, his reaction time. So I had a full 10-second on him on reaction time, and then he ran a 9:73. So he was way off his dial. So between those two, I got the win. But man, I'm glad I slowed down as much as I did, because I was debating waiting a little bit longer. Clearly, I was running faster than this car. I just not staying too crazy consistent today, but I feel it's still adapting to the BOOSTane in a tank, the no cat back, all that good stuff. So anyway, now with time to load up the car, we got awards, so at least I'm getting a little bit of money coming out of this, so that is nice. Two-time bracket class winner at Legion of Demons, 2 in a row, so that's pretty cool. We might wrap this up later on, we'll see. Or now, I don't know.
The white one gets there first, right side. The Warlock machine, 929 and 148 miles an hour. Left side, Mr. No Name, 1094 and 123. The Texas Tin Can over here. Left-hand side. Not sure if Chris is a new arrival or it's just the first time I've seen his name pop up on the computer. 1016, left side for Mark, 136 for the speed. Chris goes 1091 at 123 miles per hour. He calls it a tin can. That's what the tag says anyway. Ulanowitz, the slower of the two, 11:19 is the performance prediction. I think he's holding a couple of numbers. And if you're familiar with bracket racing, you'll understand what I mean by holding a couple of numbers. Deep stage by Brian Sloan. Not sure if he intended to do that or not. Red light start for Brian Sloan gives the win to Chris Ulanowitz. Dial at 11:14. He took 3 numbers off of his dial in. Scott Williams alongside with a 978. Head start to the left side. And it's a red light start for Scott Williams. Leaves the starting line too quick. Chris Ulanowitz gets the bracketed bye into the final round. And I believe this is our final round here in the bracket category. Chris Ulanowitz, left side. Record-holding machine with 11:10 on the windshield. And Jeff Simon, right side, dialed a 965. Biggest gap we've seen here in eliminations. A second and a half, basically. Head start goes to Chris over on the left. Simon turns the tire just a little bit. Will that cost him? We'll find out. Finish line, brake lights for Chris Ulanowitz for the win. 11:15 at 104 miles an hour. Ulanowitz wins the bracket race, slowest car in the category, gets the final win light.